Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, y'all?
What is up? Happy Wednesday, people.
Happy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is that y'all listening to us. Is big NFL free agency week. Last week we kicked it off with a intro. We introduced ourselves, so we ain't gonna have to do that. If you missed the intro, go back.
Yeah, and watch that thing again.
Episode 1, we spent 40 minutes introducing? Yeah. You know, certain things that we're gonna get into, but every time we record, y'all damn near gonna see us in a different location. I'm not gonna hold y'all. So
listen, man,
if you miss seeing the little basement,
we'll be back there eventually.
We'll be back there eventually, but we're gonna switch it up every once in a while, get to the Bill's Cafe and all of that good stuff. But Z, I always like to do a mental check-in before I start any podcast episode. How you doing? How you feeling?
It is a beautiful day.
Okay, no complaints, right?
No, I'm not gonna complain. We got some minor stuff happening
I
at the house.
won't complain.
But it's all good. I'm alive. I'm well.
That's a fact.
We got Vale's first vocal on the podcast.
Oh, nah. A little song, a little baby teaser.
It's a beautiful day, man. It was about 60 degrees out. Got out, walked with the baby and everything. So it's a good day.
Gotta love that. How's baby Z doing?
Oh, man. In case I don't even think I mentioned it last
Yeah,
week. So, I got me a little 1-year-old at the house. So we got a lot of fun over there. But my man is doing good, man. Growing fast, running, talking, doing all that good stuff.
Still
man.
big,
So
looking
good,
like
man.
fucking, looking like a breed of Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams.
Yeah, right now. We'll see if you grow that tall and grow up.
Man, even if you got a running back.
Yeah,
Little McCaffrey.
I got a safety on my hands.
Or what was dude from Cleveland Browns, Peyton Hillis?
Ooh. Yo, he had a run. He had a little run for a minute.
For like 2 years. Then they threw him on the cover of Madden.
And
then it went left. Yeah, then it was so that's why I wanted to say, I kind of don't want Josh on that cover. I mean, the hype is getting there.
Oh, man, you got to put John Madden on the cover this year. But.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, rest in peace, John Madden, by the way.
Absolutely.
Legendary. We'll try to pay homage here and there to certain legends of the game, but I definitely want to say John Madden. We grew up in that era where the video game era, right? Where
it's everything.
Man, can't say it enough. You turn it, you go home, boom, 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 PlayStation 2, whatever you had. Right. You throwing it Madden 99, 2000, 2001. We all remember the covers. The Eddie George, the Dante Culpeppers, Mike Vick.
Gotta have Mike Vick.
That was the 02, I think. One of those. And Marshall Faulk, I think, was 03 or maybe 01. Either way, brings back good memories.
So how you feeling, Val?
I'm actually doing fine, y'all. I've been doing better with taking my approach of learning my new position, my new job day by day, week by week. I think that most people who do follow me and do know that I've been at my previous job for about 8-9 years. So it was kind of tough in the beginning dealing with that transition just because different speed, different clientele, different atmosphere altogether. And you know how it is when you get a new job, new position, you got to adapt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got to focus. And then obviously it didn't help when I, lost the backbone of my family. Shout out to my grandmother. Right. And that kind of threw me off. But I'm back. I'm feeling better. Shout out to the wife for keeping me here. That's what I mean? Keeping me grounded. Giving me good, advice when need be. And, fast forward to now, we in a big week.
Hey,
we in a big week.
First day of the new year. This is
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
as Adam Scheffner said, right?
Officially in the 2022 NFL.
Nigga, we made it. 13 seconds was killing us for a little bit. And that's not going nowhere, but...
Yeah, you know what's crazy? First day of the 2022 NFL season, and as of today, Buffalo Bills are the betting favorites to win the Super Bowl. Right.
And the crazy thing is, before free agency, we were still tied with, or was we slightly above Kansas City?
It depends on what book.
On which booking, yeah. We were right there.
1 and 2, but everything I looked at today, Bills
better
favorites.
So put that money down now. I know I gotta hurry up and do that before it changes, because I know right now, damn near next time I log into FanDuel or whatever, it's probably gonna just be at like a plus 300, damn near, which is crazy.
We've never been here.
We've never been in this position.
This is unprecedented for our time as Bills fans.
Yes, it's different because for a majority of our childhood, we heard all the jokes, right? Bills suck.
0-4 in the Super
Bowl. 0-4. The Music City Miracle, of course, was something that a lot of us, you know, in grade school.
Heartbreak.
Yeah, first heartbreak.
Yeah.
I still remember being at my parents' house when that happened, Godfrey Street, and I'm watching it with my dad and my folks. And that was the first, like, that was probably the second time, because I remember the Orlando Magic, they kind of broke my heart early. I was a big Shaq fan, for those who don't know. Big Shaq fan growing up in Orlando. In one of those years, you know, kind of fucked me up a little bit. I was young, like, yo, y'all can't, come on, man. I'm like, yo, what's up with y'all? So that was, but the Bills, though, in that 2000, January 2000, that was my first heartbreak, because it was like,
that cut deep.
It was like, yo, y'all boys had...
You had it.
It was, I think it was 16 seconds. It wasn't 13. It was like 16, 17 seconds.
All you had to do.
And all you had to do, man.
Not do that.
Kevin Dyson, man. I'll never forget. Frank Wycheck.
Yeah. Still a forward pass.
To Dyson.
You know.
And no flags.
Yeah. But again, that's in the past now.
That's
now we have literally Super Bowl favorites. And I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel.
I'll tell you like this. So let's back up, right? Because we know we have some exciting news to share. If you're a Bills fan or even an NFL fan, you heard what went on this week. We don't even got to say what day it is. You know what happened.
Right.
But before we go there, we'll backtrack and say it felt good, and we might have brought this up last week, going into the free agency period, knowing that we were, number one of the 2 or 3 Super Bowl contenders that if you were a veteran, if you were looking to get a quick deal, we knew people were going to be looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
To come join forces, because we had the coach, we got the front office, we got the quarterback.
And it's about that quarterback, and we got him. So, yeah, we knew Buffalo's going to be a destination, but to see them land, granted, I think they made a handful of solid moves this week. But for the one that took place,
we can say his name. We about, what, 7-8 minutes in? Von Miller.
Reeling in that Von Miller. Woo.
I don't like how I keep calling him old only because we are the same age as him. I know you're 32.
Yeah,
I'm 33. Can y'all relax? I get it. In football years, yes. But come on, y'all. I'm an 80s baby too. Hold on.
He do look old.
He do. But he's in good shape.
Absolutely.
I will give him that. Anytime I see Von Miller, you know, dressed up, my man got on the short shorts. He got the chest out, and he good.
But to reel in that Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Fame,
future first ballot,
so many All Pros, so many Pro Bowls, and for us to get him on that first day of free agency, I mean,
and he a gamer.
Whether you put it 1 or 2, this is either the biggest or the second biggest free agent signing we've ever
said
had.
I saw Matt Perino,
either him or Mario Williams.
He said he brought up Mario, but he said this is slightly bigger than Mario because he said there's one difference. He said Mario came to try to help us get to the playoffs, and it was really the bag, right? $100 million contract, whatever that was at that time.
Yeah,
this one was more like,
this for the Super Bowl. This for the ring.
This I'm not signing with y'all
to make the playoffs,
to try to get y'all over the hump for the playoffs, for the
Super Bowl.
But I see what y'all doing.
Yeah.
And yes, the money is nice. I mean, ain't nobody gonna pass up, 17, 18 a million
at age 32.
But he had good choices. He had going back to the Rams. They just won. Who don't want to repeat? Who don't want to hear back to back?
In LA.
Right. So he was guaranteed to be in either the home opener or the weekend opener, and coming out the back to back. You with your boys, Odell, all of them guys. So, or Aaron Donald, I should say, because I know Odell's a free agent. But he had a chance to relive that. Ooh, I want to do a repeat. Because sometimes that is motivation for.
Just run it back with your boys.
So boom, he had that option. Then you think about the Denver option, which was one that we heard a lot.
Yeah, I think that was legit. And I think once Randy Gregory signed, once he got picked up from Dallas, I think that kind of shifted things a little bit.
Because they gave him a little money, right? How much they give him? They gave him.
It wasn't
too crazy. It was at least more than 7-8 a year, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. It was the exact same contract that Dallas offered, but apparently there was some language written into the contract that he didn't like, which made him jump ship. And
one of those things, language, right?
Pick up the Broncos one, but being able to reel in Von is massive. The fact that we now have a quarterback that veterans and top end players want to come just strictly on who we have leading the team. We haven't been here before.
We haven't been here.
We haven't had a quarterback of this caliber in decades. And that's crazy.
Since honestly, we can say really since Jim Kelly, because even when we had even when we had Drew Bledsoe, right? So Drew Bledsoe was big. You know, we was in junior high when he came, but Drew Bledsoe was a big thing at that time because he came from an established franchise. Right. He was the man, obviously, before Tom Brady came. Yeah. And like, you know, Drew Bledsoe had the big arm, he had the size. So like, it was a big thing when we got him. Yeah. And since Drew Bledsoe, you know, obviously we had our guy, Ty Guy. Shout out to him, the Pro Bowler. You know, with the Giants. So once again, shout out to him. But even that was like, he is the ultimate game manager / I'm going to sprinkle in some shit that make you feel like I should be starting. Yeah. But I'm really just your mid-level starter. Like, he really is great value Dak Prescott. I don't know if we want to go there, but at best, right. Great value, though. Yeah. Great value. So we talking about
that was probably the top end of our quarterback.
Right. So them two right there. Because people try to throw in other people. They try to throw in Fitz. They try to throw in Kyle Lorton. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll put Fitz in my top 5.
Everybody had spurts. They had moments of good. But never good enough to even get us to where we need to be until we got Josh now. So the fact that we have Josh, we got veterans wanting to come here is crazy. It's like, yep, we have Von Miller. Von the dime. Number 2 overall pick his year.
Yeah, he came the same draft as Marcel, Cam Newton, Julio Jones.
Exactly.
That's one of the best. That draft.
That top 5 or top 6 is crazy.
Stupid draft.
Von Miller is on this team. Like it sounds weird to me.
I think too, you know, because we watch basketball too. It reminds me of like watching a young basketball team that's up and coming, and like, you know, I don't know who you want to compare it to, but like, you say a young Ja Morant, and then all of a sudden, I won't say LeBron, but who's a first ballot that would join Ja Morant and niggas be like, oh yeah, Kevin Durant?
Yeah, someone in that category.
In that category, right? So like, let's say
Kawhi,
right?
Like that.
So like, but you see a young budding star, and you like, yo,
I want to play with him.
I'm gonna play with that young bull because he a bull,
and that's where we at right now. Yeah, and it's such a beautiful thing to see. And you know what's even more crazy about this? It's the fact that no one really saw this coming. You heard us link to, well, I can't even say link. Talking about
I wasn't thinking about it. We ain't even mentioned that last week.
No, not at all. They're talking about people on the trade for Daniil Hunter,
right? For Minnesota, right?
You know, there's names like
there was
that.
A few
but no one really
bringing back
Shaq, bringing back Jerry, bringing back maybe Addison. So that right, but don't sleep on Addison.
No.
Man
listen,
did his job. But
he cool.
We didn't hear that at all. Then all of a sudden, Schefter really just dropped the
bomb.
And I think Von Miller put it on his Instagram. I think that dropped.
So I'm coming to Buffalo. He said, y'all got a 40 for me or whatever he said.
You can have whatever number you want, dog. Outside of 17.
Outside of 17 and 14 probably.
Yeah, you want 40 taken. I don't even think anybody got 40.
I don't even think nobody. And if they do, they not working. Yo, take that off.
I can't even think anybody.
Take that off, man. And I honestly want to see him in a different jersey, but I think 40.
Listen, I don't care what number you wear.
Because I don't even know if I might get the official Vine joint, but I might get the jersey joint.
I gotta
get the jersey maybe. Or you gotta get the real joint.
I had another jersey in mind, but now that Vine is coming in,
I saw somebody automatically. They was like, "Yo, I gotta get the Vine now."
I got to. You know how good that's gonna look on the back.
That's stupid on the open.
That blue.
Okay.
The sidebar before we get back into the free agency, but now that the Bills signed Vine, definitely wouldn't be surprised if they gonna open the season in LA.
Well, yeah, you know, I was talking to my in-laws.
Thought they was up there before, but now I'm definitely like,
and it's unfortunate. I won't say it's unfortunate, but you know, me and the wife, we got a trip in August, and you know, we were just talking about like, boom, we about to do the whole back-to-back again this year.
They're gonna have to,
and it's looking like it because that trip coming. I mean, the schedule release is pretty much coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. In less than a month. So. Bills fans, be on the lookout for that. I know it's gonna be a lot of us out there because I was talking to my boy C, you know, Chris, and we was just like, yo,
we in there.
LA?
Got to.
LA?
We got to.
Cause I was proud of myself joined the squad and went out to New Orleans, went out to Tampa last year.
Yeah, I did.
And it was a great experience because one thing about us Bills fans, we definitely travel. Like it's almost an understatement to say we travel. Man. Like I remember being out in New Orleans just real quick, and I probably said it on my other podcast, Vibes R Us, by the way.
Check it out.
Yeah, can't spell vibes without ENV. But nah, listen. So I remember we was walking through the hotel, going places, and all the motherfuckers out there in New Orleans, they were like, yo, y'all deep out here, like y'all. And then, they see us because, we the black motherfuckers. Right. So they like, oh, okay, I see y'all. We like, yeah, we here. We outside too. Like, don't get it twisted. There's some niggas out here too. Like, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? We here. We representing. You know what I mean? You ever heard of Benny? Nah, but we roll deep. And it's good to see when you go to another city, other fans will for the most part, show love. Yeah, oh, shit, what's good? Good game. Hope we beat y'all, but da-da-da. Because we was even telling them, I'm rolling my man Dennis. I'm like, we had a couple trash talkers. We like, yo, listen, man. What time the game is over?
Right, I see y'all.
Yeah, it was like game at 11 o'clock. I see you at 11:30. Yeah, let's touch base. Yeah. Of course, we blew them out.
It was
nowhere to be found. You know what I mean?
Long gone. But man, I can't. It's hard to even get more excited than I am right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to even get there because I was happy. Well, I can't say happy. Happy might be too strong. I was feeling really good about what they did in the first couple days of free agency and the legal tampering period, but free agency in general. I was already feeling pretty good about
re-sign some key guys. So let's refresh people's memory because I'm almost damn near forgetting. So they started off by re-signing, I want to say Isaiah McKenzie was one. Mm-hmm. I thought that was big, mainly just because there was a lot of, and still is, a lot of uncertainty when it comes to Cole Beasley. We don't know what's going to happen in the slot. And then there were a little bit of back and forth with the return game between McKenzie and Stevenson.
Right.
And I think that what the Bills probably wanted to do is say, hey, if we can do one thing before the draft, let's lock in our gadget slot return guy just so we have some type of stability going back. Yeah, because you change your offensive coordinators and potentially losing a veteran slot. I'm like, yo, you gotta bring McKenzie back.
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get at least. I don't know if his ceiling has been reached, but I think you know what his floor is. You know what he's gonna get you. You know,
three, 4 touchdowns a year.
Yeah,
he can break one a year. I remember last year he had one that got called back on some holding shit at the Monday night game. So, like, he has that big play potential. And like you said, his floor. His floor is, boom, I might touch the ball 20 times out the whole year. Yeah. But guess what? I'm giving you like 4 touchdowns. Absolutely. Which is insane. And that's why I love some of the young guys that we got on our team. And he's still considered young. Like, McKenzie's like 25, 26. You know what I mean? And then you look at a guy like Gabe. He's another opportunistic player that we have. My man only get 40 balls a year, and he giving you 9, 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, his numbers are going to grow up.
Yeah, his numbers going to go up because he's going to potentially be our number 2. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the draft. We'll see what happens in the next 7 days, but he's potentially looking at taking that number 2 spot, so I'm expecting him to see at least about double in targets. So he'll probably be somewhere around 75, 80 catches. I'm expecting him to definitely go over 1,000 yards because Gabe is one of those guys. He get downfield. He's not the fastest guy, but like Gabe gets downfield. And I'm just always amazed at how he do it because I'm just like...
He's not the fastest.
He's not.
The
but he just get by you.
He's not the best route runner, but he is always open.
He open and he has great body control.
He has some of the best.
Like that sideline feet. I mean, he's been showing that since his rookie year, and that's why I'm so glad that we've been able to like kind of like keep him and develop him.
Oh yeah.
Because with some teams, you can bury a dude like that. You got Diggs, Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders. Like, he really could have got lost, but I like what Josh said throughout the year. And Josh was like, you know what? I kept going to him and telling him, be ready, stay ready, keep working, keep grinding.
His plays are, he may not have 9, 10 catches a game, but all his catches are meaningful.
And that's it. And that's all you need.
He just make plays.
And when you got a young guy like that, because, we spent years having receivers who just weren't reliable. We had receivers who couldn't get open. We're talking 2 decades. Couldn't couldn't catch it consistently.
Or if we did have a good receiver.
Or we didn't
have no quarterback.
Or we didn't have a good quarterback. Or we had the good receivers who couldn't stay healthy, i.e. Sammy Watkins. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's good now that we're in a place where we're like, oh, we still need to draft another one. Like, we can be greedy now because it's like, we got our number one in Steph. We got our great number 2, 3, whatever you want to call him in Gabe. Mm-hmm. We got a good slot option in Isaiah. You know, we'll see what happens with Bees. But you got your top 10 tight end in Dawson Knox. Now you bring in, who we ain't even bring up his name yet, OJ Howard.
Yeah, that's another one that came on board today. Who
physically is really in that top 15 category.
Yeah,
it's just about the production.
Yeah, if he can actually play up to his physical traits.
Yeah, man. Listen, 6'6", 250.
Yeah, because the skills that he came out with out of college was crazy. But it just
he was one of my favorite prospects.
Yeah, it hasn't really blossomed on the league yet. But I mean, again, he's someone early.
Right opportunity.
Hurt. They got stuck playing and splitting time with Cameron Brate, and then they put on Gronk. And next thing
think about it. Right, he optioned. Yeah, and think about it like this though. This is why the offense can be as scary as the defense, and this is why, you know, our Super Bowl favorite number is going to continue to go up. Like, we're gonna add a receiver, whether it's free agency, draft, whatever.
Draft heavy for me,
But think about, you go 3 or 4 wide, whatever you want to do. Let's say 3 wide, because I want to do 2 tight ends right now.
Fair enough.
So we going 3 wide, and I'm just going to do Diggs, Gabe, and I'm doing McKenzie in the slot. I got Knox and Howard in, and now I'm motioning Howard out, and I'm keeping Knox in. Mm-hmm. The way I look at that is, if I'm a defense, it's tough because I probably got my nickel on McKenzie, which is cool. You can do what you want to do with that. Mm-hmm. I probably got my best corner on Diggs. My third best corner on Gabe, and then I got a linebacker on Knox, possibly, and a linebacker on OJ Howard.
Yeah, depending on how you're lining up, you got to pick your poison.
It's going to be so many mismatches, and I'm just looking at the speed because we all talk about, you know, watching Kansas City over the last few years and the speed that they bring, the mismatches with Kelsey, and then you throw in a Hill and you throw in a Hardman. I think the Bills will be in a very similar spot, and I know the last 2 years they've been a top 5 offense, so it's not like they'll be going from number 5 to like something crazy, but I just love the fact that we're getting to the point now where, number 1, we can be greedy, but number 2, the play options. It's just going to be so much.
There's so many options.
There's so many ways you can do it.
There's so many options from a formation standpoint. Oh, man. There's so many options from just the combinations, the different route combinations that you can run based on the different skill sets that they can do. I mean, I think they still need someone that can really stretch that field vertically.
Yes. And I'm hoping, honestly, my sleeper is still gonna be Stevenson until he does it, because
I just need to see him do it in the NFL.
Because right now on the roster he's at like the 5 or 6, but it's just like, dog, if you have a good training camp and a good preseason like you did last year,
you have to earn that,
and you can show your ability to just come in like the dude from the Chiefs, like Pringle, or in one of those dudes, and just come in and say, yo, once or twice a game. Yeah. Boom. Over the top. Nobody thinking about you.
Yeah, I want that more than this once or twice.
I do too, but I just think that he gonna end up getting buried, unfortunately, and he'll end up being that Pringle or whoever on the team where he gonna have to just be that, not the gadget guy, but the guy you sprinkle in a few times a game.
Nothing wrong with that.
Need for speed.
Yeah, it's good to have that jack.
Because there's gonna be a guy that they're gonna get in the next 5 weeks that's going to take his depth chart spot.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need someone that can
we're going to get a playmaker.
2A or 2B, whatever you want to call it.
We're going to get a playmaker, and you know, we can't wait to discuss that, whoever that might be. We're going to get a playmaker the next month. So to add that with OJ, to add that with Knox, Gabriel, obviously Devin Singletary out the backfield as well. And then Josh. Like, we haven't even gotten to the fact that Josh is his own weapon. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
On the boot. You know, when all fails, you know, he can make something happen out of nothing. And I think, going back to your original point about the veterans coming in and the big guys coming in, they see that. They watch football like us. Mm-hmm. So when they watching football and they seeing Josh Allen leaping over
that boy's that dog. They see it.
You know what I mean?
Everybody see
he
it.
juking and playoff.
Over people,
bro,
running over
this
people.
man was in a playoff game playing with Bill Belichick's defense.
Showing out.
Like, how many quarterbacks in NFL history? Let's keep it a buck. Belichick been around for 30 plus years. How many quarterbacks you know?
That's a good question.
Done terrorized Belichick like that to the point that Belichick is going to your locker room
multiple times
and saying, "Yo, fam, all right, yeah, y'all cool. Let me know when Josh Allen come out. I gotta speak to him."
Yeah, you're right.
Because the dude did our taxes, he told her. He said, "Yo, dude was outside waiting for Josh. Seen Josh, had a convo with him, and Josh confirmed it. He said, yeah, Belichick talked to me after, blah, blah, blah. Said a couple things to me."
Listen, when you do that on the field, you got to show that. You got to. But yeah, going back to what we got OJ Howard, which is definitely a good pickup. We actually don't have a legit number 2 tight end. So
listen, think about that. Think about that upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, before
Sweeney?
Yeah, I mean, Sweeney
to OJ Howard.
It's okay.
Sweeney, okay, cool. Hey, nice job. 3 catches, 1 touchdown.
Right. But was also inactive the last.
Right.
He was running about 1 tight end the last 3 weeks.
Like, OJ, you can't even leave inactive on this roster.
Right.
Like, in Tampa, whatever. But on this roster, he's a legit number 2. Put that in pen.
Yeah.
Unless they draft a tight end who may beat him out, which, whatever.
It could happen, but
yeah. But I think right now, for September, you can mark OJ as the number 2.
So, it's
solidified
gives them so much flexibility to see more 2 tight end sets. Man, it's gonna be fun. But we also
go ahead.
The first wave we signed was first we had a couple cuts. They cut John Feliciano.
So Feliciano was out, went to the Giants.
Darrell Williams got cut.
So
right at the beginning of free agency,
it was like bang bang.
We had a hole that guard right away. So first signing, they came out with Roger Saffold. Right. Pro Bowl guard out of
Tennessee.
So, I mean, right then and there, that's a good pickup right there. Because, I mean, first of all, you cut. I don't think the contract numbers are completely came out yet, but there's a good chance that his contract number is lower than what you were paying Darrell Williams. And it's a good chance that's an upgrade on that guard position.
Right.
So, I mean, right off rip, you can throw him between Dawkins and Morris. Now, your left side is already way better than it was last year.
Your left side, you can run. Yeah, you can run whatever. Devin.
Yeah, because
we going to the left.
He's a beast in that run blocking. So
that's his strength.
He got some nasty to him. So and
Dawkins got some nasty.
Dawkins got that nasty too. So I mean, if you got that left side on lock, that definitely opens up so much.
Yeah.
You throw Ryan Bates.
And then it helps you because what you can do is off the left. Now that's opening up the opportunities to do play action.
Oh, absolutely.
Because now teams going to be like, they're going to the left. They're going to the left. Boop. Nope. Play action. We coming to the right. Now we coming to the right. Josh looking down.
Yeah.
Think. 40 yards.
With Dayball, they loved running that boot action with that tight end coming down. So, I mean, that just opens up so much. So, I think I was happy once that happened because I'm like, listen, I was on the fence how I felt about Darrell.
A little under the radar. Yeah, I think I felt the same because I think Darrell Williams, for what it's worth, he gave us that flexibility. Yeah. And then that veteran presence. Like, Darrell Williams been around the league now for about 7 years. And, like, this is a dude who was, like, a top tackle.
Yeah,
top 5 tackle for a few years.
Yeah, run.
So, like, just that alone, like, reputation, all of that was good for the line. But what I'm starting to see with Bean and this Bills front office is they're okay with using good guys for a couple years and just saying, hey, Love your service.
Appreciate you, but
we're moving on, and I'm okay with that because at least from the outside looking in, it looks like they handle the business side of things pretty well. Like they don't try to do it nasty. They don't try to let their players find out online. It looks like they try to handle things the right way. Yeah. And like I said, they'll pick up a good value player and just sign them to a 1-year deal. Like they've been doing that now for like 3 years straight.
The way they structure their deals,
it's so smart. Like
1 year,
all right, good 1 year, 2 year.
They're not getting stuck on none of these contracts.
Right.
The only one they really got stuck on was Star, and half of that is because of this COVID opt out. So like that pushed everything back a year.
And then last year was just he pretty much gone. I know you'll get to the D line.
Yeah, I hope so. But I mean, I didn't mind Darrell Williams. It's just for me, it was you're gonna be playing guard making tackle money. So for me, the value didn't line up with the money. But he was a cap casualty in my opinion, and John Feliciano the same way. So they ended up picking up Roger Saffold.
Right.
And I think that was the only moves on offense they made so far.
Right. The rest were mainly defense because, like we said,
I mean, they did add the
running back, little fake juke.
Yeah, but what did I tell you last week that I wanted in free agency? Was a fast running back,
right?
That you can throw the ball,
right? And I think we kind of agreed to that. We said we want, and that's why I brought up Cordell Patterson, because I was like, you need that playmaker out the backfield who can just make somebody miss and boom, get up the field. We mentioned that.
Yep. So that's why when they signed him, I was like, that's exactly what I wanted. But again, it's for me, it's not the name attached to it; it's the skill set. Right. So still find somebody that can provide that skill set.
And I think they will. I think the fact that they even reached somewhat of an agreement with this style of running back lets you know what they're looking for.
Yeah, it shows you,
and that's okay with me.
Yeah, it shows them that they're aware of what they need.
Right,
they know what they need. So
and that's the thing I love is because some Bills fans, they have their things that they want, and that's cool. But most of the things that I look for in this football team in particular, it pretty much lines up with what they're looking for. So I love that so much because as a fan, it's good to know my vision is similar to what they're seeing, because I sat back and watched a bunch of games where I saw some catches, go for 5 or 6 yards in the last couple of years where I'm like, nah, that could have went 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or nah, that could have went 20. Or, ooh, he could have made this cut up here and he could have went, but instead he got tripped up and it's a 20-yard game.
Yeah. So as of right now, there's not even any major holes on this offense. I think there's a void in that speed department. And running backs.
Get you another playmaker in that backfield.
Again, I just think there's
a 2A, 2B wide receiver.
Yeah, and again, if we had to go into the season with our receiving core as is, I'm not gonna
not gonna be mad.
I'm not gonna be mad
because you can.
I just think there's room to be better.
Oh yeah, it's definitely room to be better because I think that if you look at our wide receiver core right now, what you're seeing on the back end is value special teams players, right? The Kroon Rowe, Stevenson can be a return guy,
but you can't count on them to
Hodgins can continue to develop, but you don't have the production and the reliability. Yeah. So that's why I think knowing them, they like, you know what? We'll see if we can add another veteran here and there, but guess what? When we go in the draft,
I think
day 2, day 3, even day 1. If one of those receivers, like I think his name is Jameson Williams, if he slides to 25.
Yeah, there's a lot of listen. It's a receiver heavy draft.
It is. So you can. That's why I'm saying day 2, day 3, because you can literally get a Gabe Davis type gem in day 2 or day 3 and live with it.
Yeah. If I'm the Bills right now, especially based on what they've done so far in free agency, I think it's definitely into one of their first 3 picks for sure. Definitely be a receiver.
It'll definitely be. And like I said, we still got a few more days in the free agency to go to see if, I don't know, Von Miller was one domino, it might be another domino, because you know how it is.
It's gonna be
a lot of because just like most sports, a lot of things is relationships.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like, my man Von went there, yo Von.
Yeah, I don't know how much money they got to throw around.
Yeah, it was good. Tell him, man, yo,
especially compared to what these receivers getting paid. I mean, Zay Jones
got a fake bag,
getting paid.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Zay.
No, Zay. Yeah, he's good at what he does, which is he's a tough receiver.
He's a wide receiver.
Right, he's a wide receiver, but let me give him credit for being tough-minded. When I say tough-minded, I mean like he can play the inside, not so much the outside, but he can play the inside, and he'll get you a first down.
You finished?
I just try to make it sound good, but he'll get you the first down. But listen, Jacksonville will not be explosive with that core.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying.
I think the number was 115, 120 million between those 3, between the 2 receivers and Evan Ingram
That's not gonna cut it.
I said, y'all could have traded for Amari Cooper.
Damn near.
For way less than half the price, and he would have been the best one y'all had.
Right, and that's the thing.
I'm like, what are you doing?
But that's front office, right? Man, if you in the front office and you got
couldn't have been my team.
So if you got a franchise quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, he looked good. He just had a bad team around him. So if you got a franchise quarterback, why not spend that money getting a legit number 1? Like, one thing you can say about Amari Cooper, he's been to 3 or 4 different places, but when he's healthy and when he's involved, he's a legit number 1 top 15 receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I'm Jaguars, That's my first thing I wanted.
And I think they're like, I think it was a 3 and 5. Like
it wasn't much, man.
You could have do that, and you would have been paying him for less or around the same price you just paid for Zay Jones.
And think about all the quarterbacks that have flopped in the last 5 years. Let's just go 5. We don't even gotta go 10.
Hey, a ton.
A lot of times they flop because what? The front office,
the organization around them,
is not doing what they got to do. You saw what happened with Sam Darnold.
Succeed, absolutely.
When did they give him a number 1 receiver? What, Robbie Anderson was his best?
So I give Jacksonville credit for trying to surround their team with talent.
They're trying.
The way they went about
it.
The
way they doing it is what's going to land them at 6 and whatever.
When I said, yo, first of all, you just gave Evan Ingram $10 million when you already got Dan Arnold, which is a pretty decent tight end. Not that you can't use another one, but
I gotta add, that's another thing I'm glad we didn't do either.
I'm not spending.
I'm glad we didn't do Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
I'm glad because you know what? I knew his cost was gonna be too much.
Yeah, that's right.
And here's my thing: we gotta pay Knox. I don't care what nobody got.
Yeah, Knox gotta get his.
We gotta give him his bag. He homegrown talent. You drafted him in the 3rd or 4th round out of Ole Miss with 0 touchdowns.
Right.
The guy developed into a household name in the NFL.
Almost, if he not there, he right on the
bro.
bus.
He damn near right there because you know what I thought about? I go on comments a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You go on the NFL comments and the highlights of any game that we did, bro. Even the fans is like, yeah, Knox, he just got me 15 points. Yo, fantasy shit.
Yeah, fantasy.
Say like, yo, I love Knox. I
bet you do.
And he got the name too. Like Dawson Knox. To the average fan that watch football, like I said, I watch football though. Mm-hmm. If you say Dawson Knox, they gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, he nice.
Yeah. And that man run hard too.
He run hard. He gonna run you over.
Boy's over.
Come here. Yo, hit it. Yo, don't get me hyped.
Yeah,
bro.
man. So based on those receiver costs, I don't see Bills doing anything in free agency. But definitely in that draft.
But don't rule out my guy though. Don't rule out Cordell.
I need to see what the cap numbers look like right now.
It might look ugly. It might look ugly.
They might have enough just to pay.
But before we record the next one,
I should have a much.
I do want to say, I do expect them to do one of 2 things: corner or wide receiver.
You know what?
By the time we record next time, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, the way the cornerback market is going, I mean, only the top end people signed. So there's J.C. Jackson and.
So now you got some veterans left, though.
Yeah, it's still a handful of that next tier that's still here.
You got that next tier, and that's what I'm looking at because what I want to see, and this may be tough, is if you can get you a guy with a good skill set, with experience.
$3 million, $4
3
million.
to 4.
Yes, I mean they turned down Levi for that $4 million. I can't say turned them down, but that's what Pittsburgh
but
for.
You could do this too, and this is something I kind of just thought about today. You could go the route of getting you a veteran like a Pat Pete, right? Give him $4 million, let's say, because he got a great career. Let's just call it that. Yeah. And you can, Pat.
You can still play. They're good enough.
You went to LSU with your boy Trey White, y'all homies. Vaughn.
Right.
Number 1 defense.
Vaughn, right?
Yeah, you know Vaughn, right? Oh yeah,
Vaughn, right?
Number 1 defense. You heard about? Okay. Yeah. You know Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember that Arizona game when he was like wilding on y'all?
Right.
Okay.
You remember Steph Days cooked you in the corner?
Come on.
You know
what I mean? So boom, you could sell it to a veteran like Peterson, like, yo, take the short.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let's get you in the 1 year, fam. Did you win a ring yet? Oh, you ain't won one?
You get you one yet?
You trying to?
Oh, once I think. Right?
Oh yeah, you trying to get to them. So I think right now the muscle that the Bills do have with a savvy vet, whether it be wide receiver, corner, is look at the roster. Yeah, like you don't even gotta say much. If you the front office of the Bills going into these next few days, it's like if I'm I got my arms out and I'm just like, look at us.
Right. Like, you know Josh Allen, right?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. You know Josh on the contract for
Micah
like 8 years.
Jordan Poyer.
So, but yeah, man. Yeah. But I do want him to pick up another corner. Just because, again, I really want them to go to the draft without any holes.
Right. I don't want any holes.
It's just that. I mean, they really can just go pick up talent.
Right. And
really, who's the best player there?
But I will say I'm definitely on that bandwagon of day 1, early day 2, definitely corner wide receiver.
Yeah, that's my. Like, I don't care what order you going. Just
I don't care to give me a young corner, young wide receiver
in the first 2 rounds.
Because some of them corners I've been seeing, I'm just like, ooh.
Because what we haven't had an athletic corner in
since maybe Nate Clements.
Shit, McKelvin
and McKelvin was hit or miss. So
yeah,
so really, I would say Clements because Nate
couldn't find a ball.
Nate Clements was one of those guys from Ohio State who like.
Oh, he was a beast.
Even if he was out of position,
he was there.
He was going to get to that ball, and he was going to go pick six. So that's what I kind of miss. And obviously, we know we got an All-Pro in Trey White.
Yeah. But even
Trey White is a technician.
He's not a
technician,
top-end athlete.
Right, he's not a top-end athlete. But what Trey White does, he makes up for it on the mental side and feet quickness. Yeah. Like he has the feet quickness to be able to react.
Yeah,
and absolutely. Make that play.
Yeah, his
preparation, all that. That's A1. So what we talking about is on the other side, just having a guy who just naturally.
Yeah, because again, even if you look at the same, our secondary is not athletic.
No,
Taron Johnson is probably the most athletic person in our secondary.
Probably, right.
But like our safeties aren't. They're not. If you look at them, if you rank them, the whole league in terms of just pure athlete, I don't think any of our secondaries really in that even.
Micah Hyde probably the closest one. In the safety because he's just, he's played.
Yeah, but again, they know how to play the game.
Right.
But I want somebody on that other side who just is just a straight athlete.
I'll let that dude out of Cincinnati, but I know he's going to be going before 25. Sauce.
And plus, if you got a nickname Sauce, you got a ball.
Sauce. And Buffalo, though? Buffalo Sauce?
Come on, man. That's a
but anyway, I doubt he'd be there. I doubt he'd be there at 25, but, we can think... we can have wishful thoughts. But obviously, I know you mentioned the guard. We didn't talk about the D tackles yet, but the Bills did get, was it Tim Settle and Daquan Jones?
So, those are nice pickups.
I liked it.
Because, again, with us losing Harrison Phillips to Minnesota.
And likely losing Star.
Hopefully losing Star.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, if that news is official, and while we're recording, that may become official. If the Jordan Phillips news is official, because I know he did his own Instagram post.
Yeah, then Star's going.
Let's just call it, because Ed Oliver ain't going nowhere. So
yeah, but again, picking up Jones and picking up Settle, two very good picks. Because for Jones, we finally, I'm hoping, we finally have a legitimate one tech.
Right, and
who's there to really just eat up space. And this, I'm telling y'all, if y'all not familiar with Jones and Settle, these boys bring that energy. So,
I've heard more about Settle than Jones, but I've watched Jones before in different games and seen him be a disruptive force. So I can definitely say I've seen that for myself. But
listen, if we do sign Phillips, that D line just got that energy on that. Listen, one thing I love about the Bills D line a couple years ago when we had Shaq and Phillips was the energy that they brought. And if we got Phillips back to go along with Settle,
Shaq been dying to come back, but I just don't think it's gonna be no room.
Yeah, ain't no room.
Bro, he was in the comments.
He was there.
He was all, bruh. Even today, Phillips put a post up today. This dude put mad eyes on the post. Like, he is starving to get back in Buffalo.
Like,
but that was before the Von Miller signing. So he probably seen the Vine shit and was probably like, damn. So that's why y'all,
about to call the Jets back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to be thirsty. But I feel bad for a guy like Shaq. But that just shows you again, like, where we at, though.
Yeah, the talent level.
Like Bills is like, nah, yo, Shaq, love you.
You signed Shaq right now. He's your fourth
or fifth. So it's like, yo, Shaq, love you to death.
I mean, we got a spot for you, but
we got a spot. We not guaranteed, right? So we might give you one for 2.5.
No, it's gonna be the vet. You gonna be getting 750. I'm glad you want to play for the Bills, huh?
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, he wouldn't do that. But Shaq,
well, he been begging.
I would say Shaq best chance at getting playing time and getting a little pay. Going to that AFC West, because it seemed like everybody over there getting
ain't no room in the AFC West.
It might not. He might need to. Let me think. Where was? He going to LA?
That division going.
They lost by themselves. And I love it.
But you know what's crazy? That Khalil Mack along with Joey Bosa now.
That's stupid.
Or Nick Bosa. Sorry.
If healthy. Ooh. Put an asterisk next to that. If healthy.
Fair.
That's a lethal combination, because guess what? When you got two bookends like that. And if you go behind them, right?
And they decided J.C. Jackson too.
You got J.C. and Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel Jr., right? You got him with Derwin James.
A healthy Derwin James?
Fam, I'm here to tell you, I wouldn't want to see him. And they just re-signed Mike Williams.
Listen.
And you still got the veteran Keenan Allen.
Listen.
And you still got Hunter Henry.
And Herbert. Listen.
Yeah, I ain't. Listen, man.
Listen, AFC West right now is
Chargers on paper.
Stacked.
On paper, I call it Chargers right now the best team in that division.
You think?
On paper. Just on paper. But there's a lot of things that go into that because it's really about it. And here's the only reason why I say that though. Because I just talked about the two DNs, I talked about the corner, and I talked about the safety. Talked about the 2 wide receivers they got, the tight end, and then an up and coming Justin Herbert. The reason why I think that is because the Chiefs, you know, they lost Tyrann Mathieu. He's not coming back. The biggest issue I have with the Chiefs is that on defense, they don't have enough playmakers that can make a difference if they run into another battle, because now it's going to be another battle with a Buffalo, the Chargers, or any of those other explosive AFC teams. Because right now the AFC is so much dynamite with the AFC teams that, like, if you don't got some playmakers on defense,
right? Because again, you look at Denver now after getting Russ. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they already rolling out Cortland Sutton.
Right, they got wide receivers.
They already rolling out Jerry Jeudy.
KJ
They
Hamler,
already
right?
rolling out Hamlin. They already rolling out Patrick.
Right. They got a good running back.
I'm just sitting here like, yo, they traded Fant.
They traded Fant, but they still got.
Now I'm sitting here like, and Denver defense was already good. So I'm sitting there like, yo, there is no slouch in that West. Even the Raiders,
they stacked up. They got Chandler Jones with Max Crosby.
They always put up a fight. They're a scrappy team.
They're a scrappy team, right? They're gonna be scrappy. They may not win 10 games, but they're gonna make you play all 4 quarters.
I don't think any team in that division can pull out 11.
No, and that's what I was telling.
It's a wrap for that.
That's what I was telling my dad. I said, yo, listen, at the end of the day,
they about to destroy each other.
Right. It's gonna be like the old AFC North.
Yeah,
the old AFC North. Everybody was battling. Mm-hmm. Baltimore might have missed the playoffs one year just because of it. We remember that happened when we knocked them out.
Yeah.
When Cincinnati.
But the West, they're gonna battle themselves for 2 spots at best. Mm-hmm. And whoever's sitting in the other divisions, AFC East or
listen,
AFC
we gonna
North.
Let me tell you something. Let's keep it a buck.
AFC South gonna be looking like, hey, that 1 seed is looking mighty good.
Tell you, definitely the AFC South because that's too easy.
Yeah,
but
Tennessee
and that shit. We though.
They ain't even got no quarterback no more. I forgot that shit.
Nigga, they don't even know what they doing. They about to get what? Jimmy Garoppolo? Maybe. That's probably their safest bet because he coming from the NFC. Bruh, the Colts, I ain't want to hear it. Colts ain't doing that. And that's why Darius Leonard, he was being thirsty online today, too.
What about Jacksonville, though? What you...
Use them up again. Anyways, like I said, that's definitely the easiest division in the AFC. Yeah. So, shout out to Tennessee on winning that. Good shit. But I don't know. That's Teddy.
Yeah. But that West is going to be a fun.
That West is going to be fun. And honestly, that's going to be our biggest competition is whoever comes out, I'll say it like this. Whoever wins the West, that's probably who we're going to see in the championship.
Yeah, depending on how the
Now, don't get me wrong. If Baltimore some way finds a groove that whatever.
They bolstered their defense some more.
They did. Again, every year they add a pass rusher. So
this is what they do. But again,
every year.
And honestly, I'll say this. Until they actually learn how to use and trust Lamar Jackson as a quarterback.
They got to trust him, man. And who is it? Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator?
Is he still there?
I don't know.
I hope they fired him.
But listen.
I don't know if they did.
Until
they actually let him go back and be a quarterback, which he's shown he can do.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part about Lamar's situation is that, he had his MVP year, but I feel like they've been trying to be this team that they feel like they got to get 250 rushing yards to win a game. And
it's like they haven't taken the training wheels off. Let that boy be a quarterback. Let him throw 30 times. He's a good thrower in the pocket.
Yeah, he's a good thrower in the pocket. Throw the ball. Yeah, and I think too what they do, and this is the front office too, they don't get that man enough as far as the threats. Like they've given him gadget receivers. They tried the Sammy Watkins experience. We know how that went.
A lot of people tried the Sammy.
But it's like, dog.
He has Mark Andrews as a consistent.
Right. So it's like,
kind
of like you said with the Amari Cooper thing in the Jaguars, like, why not get you an Amari Cooper?
Yeah.
Why not get you a legit number 1 so that at least in your offense you can say, yo, we got to get this guy 15 targets.
Yeah.
Like, people dog Josh Allen his first year and a half because they said, oh, all he do is if his first option ain't there, he run. Then the Bills said, guess what? We're going to give you a number one. All of a sudden, 100-something catches, 127.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he can throw the ball. Yeah, if you give a guy a number one receiver who has throwing ability, 9 times out of 10,
He gonna eat.
He gonna eat, and your passing game is gonna elevate. So that's for other teams to worry about. We ain't gonna worry about that. But like you said, with the D tackles, we like both. I'm looking forward to seeing Settle, Jones, get active. I think the biggest thing with me with them was the size and the strength. I think we've been lacking in that area for like really the last 3 or 4 years. Really, since we had the 4, you know, and this is before Phillips and Lawson.
Probably since Rex was running.
Since Rex had, you know, Kyle Williams, Mario Williams, and Jerry Hughes. Like, that's the last time we really had a fearsome foursome, as they call it. And where teams was just like, shit, all right, fuck. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's just block. Because it's so much power and strength coming at you, you can't really game plan, but just say, yo, do your best to hold your ground.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it right now, that D-line today, you have Von Miller, you have Ed Oliver, you have, I would assume right now, if I had to pick one right now, it'd probably be Settle at the other tackle.
Yep.
And then you have Rousseau.
Scary.
This is the best foursome they would have put out in years.
Right.
I mean, we haven't had
since that Kyle Williams
we
line.
haven't had a DN hit double digits since
Mario.
Yeah.
Mario, because I think Mario did it in his last year.
Yeah, Lorenzo put out some stats.
Right, but Lorenzo, they had him kind of doing like that
Was
flex outside
linebacker
/ defensive end. But yeah, that was probably the last one, and that was 2017. So, like,
but you legit have the game plan for Von Miller at all times. So you add a legit one tack in the middle. So we looking at Ed Oliver and single.
Yeah, singles, one man to man, one on one, and you looking at Settle causing havoc. You know what I mean? You looking at Greg Rousseau improving, because that's what I expect too. Like, people forget.
He had a solid first year.
He had a solid first year, and the best thing I liked about him was that he always proved when you saw him to be a handful for whoever was, you know, blocking him. Like, whether it was the run defense.
Yeah, literally the best run defender in the league last year.
Yeah, he
position.
Dog, you saw it in the stats.
Yeah,
he had like 50-something tackles.
Yeah, like
we haven't had a defensive end had that many tackles since, I don't know who.
He did it. I mean, for a rookie, you can't even ask for more than that. So I'm like, listen, if he takes a step, you still have Epinesa coming.
He was a better run defender. It's crazy to say this. He was a better run defender than Shaq, because Shaq had a great year.
Shaq was very good.
A few years on run defense, holding the edge and all that.
That was his strong suit.
So to see Greg come in and make an impact in the run game and flash his passing game stuff here and there, all we need is more consistency from him. If he shows that consistency in the pass rush, you know, one-on-one,
you know, learn a few more moves. But again, you have to think about it too. My man was out the game for a whole year.
He was, and he's still young. And I know we hate to use that because we use that a lot with Edmonds.
But legitimately,
he's lit. He's like 20.
This man, I don't even know if he can drink legally.
Dude is like 20 years
old. Man still got braces. Like,
that nigga is true kid. 6'7", but the size is there though. That's what I love.
Yeah, you can't teach size.
6'7", 260, 270, whatever.
I'm curious though. I'm curious if they're gonna keep that same rotation as heavy as they normally do on the D line.
I think they'll rotate Von more only because Von is older.
33. He'll be 33 next week.
I think that the great thing about Von is that we know in situations, we ain't got a doubt. Because remember, previous years, we ain't know who was going to be out there on 3rd and long. Right. Like, you could take a guess. You could put anybody.
When you need a sack, you know he's going to be out there.
Listen.
And it can happen.
3rd and 9, 3rd and 12, 4th and 8. You know, team want to get bold. All right, Von.
As good as Jerry Hughes has been for us since he's been here, we haven't had a defensive end that you knew. Be feared.
Bro, gamers, bro. I say it all the time, and it's just like in basketball, is that there's certain players who it don't matter, you know, who's on the other side. When the game is on the line, you know this guy either gonna get a tip ball, he gonna trip somebody, blah blah blah. Like, there's certain players where you expect that. Like, we missed them last year, you know, towards the end. But Trey White was one of those guys where he started that in his rookie year. if a play needs to be made in the fourth quarter,
he's gonna make it.
Trey punching the ball out, he tipping the ball, he picking it off, like, and we
all them fourth quarter,
bro, all them fourth quarter turnovers that Trey had. So like, some players just got in their DNA, and Von Miller, his whole career has been about making those pivotal plays. No, you're not gonna see him get 3 sacks versus the Houston Texans. That's not his game.
Right.
Oh, but when we playing the Chiefs,
and it's 39.
It's fourth quarter.
In the fourth.
Oh yeah, strip sack.
Strip sack.
and that's why I think fans are excited, because it's like those the guys that you enjoy bringing on your team, because it's like, I know I can look at you and be like, oh yeah, it's time.
And I'm looking like, what is this D line now? What it's gonna do for the linebackers? What it's gonna do for the second?
Come on, Tremaine, get loose.
Man. So I'm like, if Tremaine don't have his best year ever,
oh nah, he gotta go.
He never will.
Oh yeah, nah, he not there. Playing behind them D-tackles.
Tremaine, you playing for your career right now.
And that's probably what they're gonna tell him.
No matter what happened this year, he gonna have a spot somewhere.
Right, he gonna have a spot somewhere. He a top 15 middle linebacker
right now.
Yeah, bro, you need to, and that's the part that we didn't get into. We talked about the D-line for most of this episode.
Yeah, because there's no sign back there.
But from a linebacker standpoint, I expect Edmonds and Milano.
Excuse.
Both of them. Milano too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Milano gets
Milano get crazy.
Than
he do, but Milano like 2 years ago, not last year, the year before, Milano had legit a Pro Bowl year.
The way Milano, he is so fast. Like when he diagnoses a play,
and it's safety. He's like having a third safety out there.
He flashes down and he comes down.
And he a ball magnet. I love that.
He comes downhill aggressive.
Whew.
So I'm looking for we 56 minutes.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get ready to wrap.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up in the next 2-3 minutes. But so overall, like we said, we're about 3-4 days in. Technically not really, because it officially started on Wednesday today while we're recording. But overall, what would you give their level grade? Because I know we said we would grade it next week, but we'll do it this week, just to give an initial grade.
So if you asked me at Wednesday at 4,
you would have been like C+.
I told you a B-.
B-, okay.
I thought there was a handful of savvy picks or savvy signings that were good from a cap standpoint, but also very beneficial from the team. But now that we're recording on Wednesday night, after picking up OJ, after picking up Von, that this is a solid A.
I can rock with that.
This team is I think is very greatly stronger than it was last
a week ago. Right.
Yeah.
And I would feed off that to say I give it a A-.
Ooh, why you give it a minus?
The only minus, and this is my only beef, is that I haven't gotten my 2 positional needs yet. I haven't gotten my wide receiver or corner yet that I want, but by the time we record next week, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be flipping that minus to an A for me at least.
Yeah, I definitely think the corner's coming in.
Yeah, I think it is too, and that's why I'm saying like this is an early grade. But like I said, it gotta be in the A range only just off the strength that they did what I wanted. I've been calling it since last week. I need one splash. And then the rest you can fill out what you want to fill out. Mid-level,
more than a splash.
You can re-sign, right? But knowing how I know Beam from the last few years, I'm like, I know you're capable of it. Because I'm like, you did it a couple years ago with Stephon. Last year we kind of laid low. But I'm like, this year you were so close. I'm like, I know you got something up your sleeve.
And the way that Bean has been running things since he's been here, I know the numbers are going to line up. Because
that's why I'm like, I wasn't even worried.
The way they've been working this cap these last 4 or 5 years.
I wasn't even worried.
They do such a great job of not, like I said, not getting locked in for these contracts and getting stuck with these massive deals they can't get out of. So
and that's the thing. Even when I saw 6 years, people panicked. I'm like, yo,
don't trip.
He's not going 6 years.
And they still have other people that can restructure. They need to open up more space.
Right. And don't rule out the extensions coming too.
Because again, they normally don't extend players in free agency. In the summertime, that's when they normally start.
You'll see Knox. You'll see Knox. You'll see Diggs.
Diggs getting his money.
Diggs getting his money. So forget all that.
Diggs getting paid before Knox.
Diggs getting paid before Knox. Yeah. Knox gonna get his. Edmonds will probably have to wait till next year.
Yeah, Edmonds gonna be.
Ed Oliver will probably wait till next year, but. Yeah. all in
all,
all,
rush on Ed.
Yeah,
Tremaine gonna
Ed and Tremaine.
Yeah, he had to get an extension.
Yeah, Ed gonna get his money. Tremaine is gonna have to wait till next year.
Franchise tag.
They're gonna be like, listen, Tremaine, ball out. We gonna meet you at the end of the season. Right. But like we kept y'all longer than last time. Shit, we just want to say we appreciate those who tuned in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, because we know there's a lot of Bills fans out there, and we know it's gonna be a long off season, but we know the off season go by so quick.
That's right.
Week 1 will be here before we know it. Like we already in mid-March.
Yeah, we're a couple weeks away from the draft now.
So think about draft coming up, mini camp, fucking OTAs, training camp, all that shit.
That's so you know, I mean, hell, they already took my first payment for the season ticket. So
and you know we gotta have a scheduled release episode. Yeah, we gotta talk mock draft. So it's gonna be so much more information to talk about. Like I said, it was good to, kind of recap just some of the early signings. And yeah, we're excited. I know you Bills fans out there are excited. If you're an NFL fan, you got to be excited just because the AFC West, as we talked about, Von Miller, the Bills.
Yeah, and I just get on this real brief since we're getting ready to shut it down. But NFL is starting to feel like NBA with the amount of movement taking place. We've never seen an offseason with this much movement between trades and free agency. Like it's crazy, but
it's a lot. But it makes it fun because if you're a true fan of the game, you don't want to be at home on a Sunday night or a Monday, and you're like, I'm turning this shit. These niggas is trash. Or who they playing? Oh, it's fucking. No, I'm not watching that.
Right.
You want every team to have like some type of entertainment or some type of, you know what I mean? Because like right now, the way to like, and there's some teams that need to fill some spots, but right now, you look around, especially the AFC, you could damn near sit back and watch 80% of the teams and be like, okay, cool, I'll watch the game.
Yeah, the AFC is top.
It's loaded.
Right now.
Man, listen, they damn near going to have AFC West on prime time damn near every. Because you can't be mad. Like, I know we going to get ours, so I can't even, I'm not worried. We going to get 5.
AFC West have 3 top 10 quarterbacks.
Right. And Derek Carr is top 15.
Yeah, he's top half.
So yeah. So they'll be on TV a lot. We know we're gonna get our 5.
We're gonna be up there though, baby.
And yeah, like I said, we're gonna have a lot more to get into. Like I said, we'll get into the rest of our free agency signings next week. We'll get into schedule predictions. It's gonna be following up pretty soon. We gotta do our mock draft in the next few weeks. And then I already have a few people reach out to be guests, so we'll have some guests coming on. And busy week.
Yeah, week 2 down, baby.
Busy day, but we are here. We again appreciate those who have hit that follow.
Absolutely, we can't do it without y'all. So just keep on following, keep on liking, keep on sharing. Most importantly, share that. Help us out.
Bills run the East. That shit ain't changing, yo. D-Dot, if you watching this, I don't know if I got you on our list of followers yet, but it's who run the East now, man.
He can stay off the list.
Forget about the Pats, man. Mac Jones.
Matt Judon is hurt in these streets.
Bruh, I saw that nigga leave a post, and that nigga was like, what was it? It was as if he was throwing something.
My man is hurting.
Bruh, you ain't got Tom Brady no more, man. Nobody care about no Bill Belichick.
The rain is over. It's over here now, baby. Bills run the East, like my man said.
Run the fucking East,
but now, so we are in the zone with your boy V and Z. Appreciate y'all for coming out. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
Holla.
All right, cool. Hour 3. That was good.